such a great opportunity. I feel so fortunate to have a few minutes to sit down with you here that we're at this joint Hydrogen to Power event. And I can't but compliment you for the enthusiasm and motivation that you brought to the panel today. And I really feel an affinity with you about the importance of the topic. What I just wanted to ask you a few questions, how you came to see hydrogen as having such a central role, and how does it help you realize the potential that you want to achieve it in your career, in your position. I don't mean in your career, I mean really in, in what Turtle can do for the economy, for the environment, for the
Yes. Well, first, Shelli, it's a mutual. I not seen such a level of enthusiasm and courage of boldly doing something new that hasn't been done before. And that's a game changer. So for myself personally, I joined this space instead of staying in technology where I've been for 25 years, really because of my passion for people, planet, and purpose. And when I was back in college, long, long ago, the research physicist that I worked with said, someday, maybe in 10 years, we're going to have a hydrogen economy, Teesee. And he was a world leading expert in wind, Dr. Mel Manalis, a tremendous gift to the world. And here we are, more than just 10 years later, a few decades, and we still are at the cusp of hydrogen. But GenCell has made that real. So when I went to RE Plus, which is the Renewables Energy Forum, 40,000 people in Las Vegas last year, GenCell and your technology really stood out. And it's not just the technology, it's the human factor. It's the team that you have. And you're not doing it just because this is great for the energy transition. Good people focused on goodness for the world, power for humanity. I love it.
That's fantastic. I absolutely agree with you. And I have to say, first of all, that's something I didn't realize that we have in common, because I also spent about 25 years in the high tech industry. And then, it's nice to think software can do great things. You make processes go faster and achieve more KPIs. But in here, we're talking about software as well, but the software is making really important change in how we are using resources, far more than, speeding up a cycle in cybersecurity or something, which is important, but lots of people can do that.
It is important. And I've taken personal pride in the side benefits that I would add up of the metric tons of waste that our technology projects were reducing. So I loved being able to identify the environmental benefit of that. But I made the conscious choice to join Turtle because we're rethinking energy to advance tomorrow. And it's really to infuse innovation plus sustainability plus to make green business good business. So the CEO and the executive chair of Turtle, Jane Millard, has this beautiful vision that she said, come and join this journey. I want to create an incubator to accelerate the green transformation and to bring to market the new solutions that are going to fill the gaps. So that's what we're trying to do with speed. And it's incredibly exciting because what I see here today, and even beyond this event, is that we're each going to take forward the incredible expertise we have from our decades of experience in industry. And together, it's this puzzle piece that provides a total solution. And the reason we can really say the hydrogen time is now is because technology helps us manage that overall fuel cell where we can see when does it need to be refueled. It can have the alerts to actually make sure that it's serviced, because one of the things we've seen again and again in so many disasters is the diesel backup generation fails. Lead acid batteries fail. They think, oh, we have diesel on hand, but they forget. Sometimes it gets flooded. Sometimes the filters aren't working. And so in times of disaster, I've had teams stranded that aren't able to serve the communities they're in because the backup generation wasn't there. And so this excitement of being able to have a resilient, reliable source of clean energy, it's just incredible. And so we've got to all pull together and to make it happen. And that's where I think the whole challenge to the audience that's listening to this today, what can you do to help us advance this hydrogen economy? Because it all starts with projects saying, hey, I work at a hospital, we need redundant energy. Or, hey, I have a fleet that we are electrifying and it's gone, we're all moving to EVs. But what happens when the grid goes down? And I grew up in California, And little town, we lose power with more regularity than ever. So we need these resilient solutions, and we should make them green solutions. Hydrogen is it.
That's fantastic to hear. It's exciting to feel the energy that we're sharing in the room. And in particular, I have to say I was proud to hear you more than the others because nevertheless, there is something special about the role of women in hydrogen. I've done a lot of study around it. In fact, you were at COP in our for us last year, and I was so glad that you could continue the activity. We were working closely with women in across the Middle East and many Arab women who are taking a very strong role in technology, leading technology in the Emirates. And so it's especially exciting that women from around the world can join together. I've seen a lot of initiative from women in Africa and in the different communities. I'm sure that hydrogen is a factor that's bringing us together. And that's also something special about Turtle. Can you tell us a little bit about
Sure.
Turtle?
So Turtle is privately held, 101 years old, and it's led right now by co-CEOs Jane Millard, who is fourth generation family member, and Louis Falls, who is originally from Cuba. He's been at the company 22 years, an electrical engineer. Together, they're leading this company through a tremendous pivot to innovation and transformation to serve through this energy transition. But they're also bringing in the next generation. So Gene, one of the things that was very exciting was Jane brought in her daughter, Bee, who is the director of sustainability and social impact. She put out the most beautiful ESG report. It's really the sustainability report.
Amazing.
And it was very authentic. It shares that we're starting on this journey and that it's got to be transparent and it's got to be real. We can't say we're doing everything perfect because I think more than ever, we all need each other. We need the humble honesty of this is what we can do. What could you do? What capabilities do you have to help? And how do we all learn from each other? And so Jane led a delegation of us to go over and participate at COP28. And that was very meaningful. Long, hard days, so many good connections, tremendous learnings. I felt like I was at Disneyland for my brain. Every day I was thinking, this is a 13, 14-hour day. And yet there were so many new solutions and it was very inclusive, which I did appreciate. I went to the Women in Renewables and there were at least 40 different countries represented. I was the only one from USA. That was interesting. It's great when you see all of these people and it's just a very diverse, like-minded set of let's help learn and bring each other along. At the Innovation Summit, they had an innovation hub that was just a dedicated day. There was 1,000 people so deeply engaged, a lot of engineers, but again, tremendous diversity from, I think, in at least 20 different countries. So I think this uniter that is the hydrogen forever energy source that is available to us, it's really an energy system more than a source. It is empowering an inclusion and a togetherness that unites. And I find that tremendous because at the end of the day, it's serving people, people in homes and businesses, at hospitals and the broader communities. And so this bigger trend of decentralized, decarbonize, digitize, all of those are embodied in this hydrogen revolution.
It's wonderful that you have the boldness to make change, you know?
It takes a lot of effort, right? Some people say hydrogen. No, 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 no. I like ICE. I like my internal combustion engine. I do too, because it does serve purposes. It got me here today. I appreciate it, but I'm also focused on how can I offset? And that's
We have a
important.
responsibility
We have
for
a
the
responsibility.
future.
It's the children.
That's right.
It's the great gift of this beautiful planet. I call the Pacific Ocean my big blue friend. I love it. I spend time every week with my big blue friend in it, looking at it, thinking of it, picking up trash. And I know that what we're doing with the carbon production is just something that organically together we can solve it.
It's wonderful that we can be so open and genuine and realize that, you know, the world, people came, they started the energy industry, and they had every good intention to improve quality of life for everyone. We saw many of the benefits, but there are also downsides, and we're not afraid to face those downsides. So it's wonderful to see that we can bring together our experience and knowledge from the energy industry to move to the next stage and evolve. So I think that's something that Turtle and GenCell can do together, and I'm really excited for all the resources, the human resources that you're bringing to our collaboration. And I thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you.
I look forward. Let's go to the next COP together.
Yes, that would be wonderful. I think that this is going to give us the opportunity to advance even greater because Turtle is going to install the first GenCell in Houston.
I'm so
We want to
excited.
make this a showcase where we'll bring some of the utilities and the big companies we serve, the government entities, because we'll have microgrids, we'll have the hydrogen fuel cell, we'll have solar, we'll have the EV. You can see how it's an integrated solution to this energy challenge. So thank you, GenCell, for bringing us together and to build this beautiful solution we have now. Thank you, Shelli.